Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Boardzy, and this is going to be a video explaining the Boardzy seal of approval. If you've watched my mouse reviews for a while now, you've probably seen at least one product get awarded this vague and mysterious seal of approval. And many people might not value that whatsoever, and other people base their purchase on whether or not a product receives it. If you're in that latter category, I don't feel like you really know what you're doing. But since I am so narcissistic and confident in my own beliefs, I feel like it's a good strategy. And that statement might come as a shock to some people, but whether you realize it or not, there is a certain level of narcissism in all reviews. You're publicly uploading your thoughts on a product in an attempt to convince consumers that you know what's best for them, you know what the best mouse is for them. And yeah, I don't think a neurotypical person does that. I could be wrong. And that kind of perfectly leads me to what the Boardzy seal of approval is. This is a piece of white paper that is printed out. It's color printed. That is a fucking shock. I didn't know my printer could do that. I would have cut it out, but there's so many jagged lines. It's not worth the time investment. And if I did a lazy job, that would look worse than just not doing anything. I guess I could fold the paper, fucking paper folding tutorial dropping before the paracord tutorial, which will come sometime soon. But yeah, shout out to Sin for designing this. He's an absolute whiz at graphic design. Truly talented. Wouldn't be here without him. But basically, the Boardzy seal of approval, to put it in the simplest terms. And now is a great time to thank the sponsor of today's video, Poland Spring. Truly the best water if you're in the Atlantic Northeast. Is that even what the region's called? I don't know. But back to the seal of approval. It's really just an award I give to products I like. I'm sorry for fucking dragging this video out. It's really that simple. It seems pretty simple, self-explanatory. You can figure out what a seal of approval is, and it has Boardzy on it, so it's clearly my personal seal of approval. So this is really do you care about my personal opinion? Do you have any reason to? I'm not gonna fucking throw reasons at you. That would be the most egotistical thing I could do. Okay, maybe not as egotistical as creating a personal seal of approval that I assign. And I guess you could consider it a random manner, even though I do only give it to products that I actually test and know I'm gonna fucking use long after I review them. But I definitely understand the criticisms where there's no specific criteria that a product has to meet. Even though with mouse pads, it is more formulaic. And then it's just the textures and feels or preference. But with mice, I really just do assign it to mice that I genuinely enjoy. The XM one is a good example. The fucking super light, the Viper Mini I believe that has the full seal of approval. Good mice get the seal of approval. That's the way I see it. And at the end of the day, to me, it really isn't that deep. It's just an easy way for me to put on the thumbnail or just mention in the video that I think that this is a genuinely good product, as opposed to something that I can't fully recommend in the same regard. The M1K is an example. I haven't reviewed this mouse yet, but just by looking at it, it's not going to get the seal of approval. You can barely buy it. It only has mouse buttons. But it's still a pretty fucking sick mouse, but I would never recommend that on a large scale. So I just think of the seal of approval as a very efficient mechanism for just showing whether or not I approve of a product. It literally has the word approval in the name, But honestly, I've not got into the juicy stuff yet. I just gave a very vague explanation of what the seal of approval is. The topic of contention, I guess, is what companies are doing with it. You can see from this poll that House Gaming posted. Many people don't care what companies do. I'm presuming that's how it is for people watching this video as well. I said it is fine. I don't give a fuck what people do. I'm posting a public review, man. You can take something I say out of my public review if it's about you and apply it to yourself. That seems like it makes perfect sense to me. And I do understand the opposing viewpoint, but I think their anger is misdirected. Do not hate on the Boardzy seal of approval. Hate on the institution that allows the seal of approval to thrive. Think about it. Most reviewers, I hate to say it, they just are not cool. I apologize. This is a very serious video. I was laughing at something I saw on my phone. But I don't know. I feel like if other reviewers just made cool shit like the seal of approval, I think other companies would flex that. There's no reason that my seal of approval matters more than your seal of approval. Think about it. But definitely look at this. There is a plethora, a multiplicity. Is that even a fucking word? There are so many seal of approvals. Holy shit, I can't speak because if this happens to me, I will sue. Look at this. This is the inspiration. And then Sin wistfully did his work, of course. You can see where it comes from. Another one I recommend if anybody wants to make their own, this could be a good option. But please, for the love of God, do not take mine. That's going to be all for this video. If you have any more questions about the seal of approval, let me know. And, I hope you guys can hear my bird. That's not torturous whatsoever. Leave a like and sub. Peace.